Hello everyone, Izzy here and welcome back to my channel. As with last time, this is not the finished image for this video, but it is the old picture that I'm redrawing today. I had a lot of fun with this one and I hope you do too. I started this out by making some real rough thumbnails in my sketchbook, like real rough. And then I just kind of got right into drawing. And before I talk about the drawing itself, I just want to say I'm sorry about the audio goofs at the end of the last video. I don't know what happened there. I know I edited out the layer of audio that was below my my voiceover, but it just didn't work for some reason. I don't know. Either the software messed up or I messed up, and I don't know which one it is, but sorry about that. But while I'm still in the sketching phase here, I just wanted to say, so last time when I was drawing Angelica, I may have accidentally gotten some semblance of likeness in the original drawing. Not much, but some semblance of it. That went out the window with this one. It looked nothing like Philippa Sue, who I was trying to draw this time, because she is the original Broadway cast's Eliza. And so this time I pulled up some reference pictures, and the reason that Eliza in particular looks so off in the original picture is that I'm not sure if you would describe it as a rounder face or a square face. I think it's more of a square face because of that jawline. But in either case, Philippa's face is not that long. So I drew all their faces mostly the same, and I think that worked out somewhat for Renee, but it did not work out for Philippa, so I had to kind of retool that. But luckily, I'd done an Eliza study recently because I was listening to Hamilton, and because of that, I kind of had an idea of what her face shape was like. I just had to reapply what I'd learned and hopefully execute it a little better this time. And I think that worked out, at least compared to the previous one. In fact, I actually think the likenesses worked out better on this one than they did in my Angelica picture from before, because I was more familiar with what Eliza's face looked like, or Philippa's face looked like. Something about this that stays till the very end, you've probably seen it by now, and because I didn't flip the canvas, I didn't notice it, and this never does to get fixed. But her eyes are so off-center. They're so off-center, and it drives me a little nuts about the final product, but hey, that's okay. we all make mistakes sometimes. Yeah, that was splendid. But to move along here, so with the last one, I drew, well, maybe you don't know, maybe this is your first one. Hi. But I drew Angelica snapping her fingers like the work, Angelica. Now for Eliza, I didn't want to do the exact same thing. So I thought essentially what hand position would show off her personality, which is not something that I expected to think in my life. But here we are. And what I ended up with after thumbnailing was that I wanted her to be gesturing outwards. So that was kind of like the look around, and that is probably not very good saying, but that's okay. And the reason for that is because that's her role in the Schuyler Sisters song. I was gonna include her wedding ring, and then I forgot to do that. So here we are. But yeah, that's what the hand positioning is with this one. Peggy's gonna be the hardest because she has the perhaps least personality development, but this is Eliza right now. We're talking about her, so we're done. Then comes the hair. I'm probably not even remotely close to that in the video yet, and I don't know why I wrote down so few things to talk about. So instead of doing that straight away, actually, I'll say that this time around, I really noticed just how wrong I'd been drawing the dresses. Did I do anything to fix that? No, because I wanted them to be part of a set of images that go together. And so I kept the weird gap in the dress. I didn't want to draw the awkward folds the first time. But I think this almost looks worse. But we're sticking with it, so that's okay. And shading in general was more difficult with this one when we get there. And color picking was a little more difficult just because I don't know, I had it in my mind. I had certain colors in my mind, and then they didn't match real life, and I had to kind of come to terms with that as I was doing this. Including the hair color. Now we can talk about the next point, maybe. So, last time I was trying to draw Angelica with black hair because that's the hair color she had. And then with this one, I goofed and I drew Eliza with black hair too. The good news is this round worked way better. Her hair actually looked like it was black. Weak applause. But the bad news is that that's not Philippa's hair color. Yeah, Philippa has the wiki for her. Actually, it says she has light brown hair. I'm not sure if I'd go that far. It's dark brown hair, I think, anyway. Maybe it's been light brown at some point in her life, but not now. So, what I did to fix my goofus self is that I went to the you'll see where my mouse goes, I guess, because I don't remember what tab exactly it is. But I went to adjust hue, and when you adjust the hue, you can make the colors filter. It's under filter, up top, the fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth button at the top. If you're using MetaBang Paint Pro, is filter, and then the second one down is hue. And when you're in hue, you can adjust the levels, and I'm not sure if the video actually shows it since I have it clipped to the drawing tab, so if it doesn't, I'll just kind of explain what happened. You go filter, hue, and then I moved the hue over to a more reddish tone instead of a bluish tone, and then I increased the saturation a bit as well to just make it all a bit less dark. And I may have upped the brightness a tad too, but for the most part that was just making it lighter, like pale, not brighter. So saturation was my friend there. Now, another thing that I want to address with this, we're not anywhere near the end yet. Yeah, I don't get my order here. We're gonna move on to the last point first. Haha! So, the dress color. In my head, I imagined Eliza's dress as very teal, which I think you can kind of sort of see in the original drawing. But when I was drawing this piece, I had up the pictures of all the cast members, and I realized that Eliza's dress, yes, is a very light teal, but not as green. Not as green as I thought it was. It's so light, in fact, that it could very easily blend into her skin tone. And the same could have been said about Angelica's dress. I don't know why I didn't realize it when I was drawing her, because it definitely is a thing. But with Eliza in particular, there's like no contrast there. And I tried to amp that up as much as I could, but I don't think there was a way to do it. It's just, the dresses for the characters weren't made with the same mind as a character designer, I don't think. Like, the dresses are made to go on anybody who's playing that role, and they're just meant to represent their personalities and whatnot. So, when you're drawing these characters, I guess, it doesn't always work out in the best illustrative way, but I wanted to be accurate to how they look, as accurate as I possibly could manage, so I did that. And it took a lot of fiddling. I had to add some green, some purple, some actual teal, some blue. It was all over the place. I try to keep a cohesive color scheme, and then these dresses make me do stuff. And I had a similar thing for everything in this, like the skin tone. I thought I'd gotten the skin tone really wrong before. I just had it in my head that I'd done messed up, and I don't think I did. When I was redrawing this, I actually realized that the skin tone was a lot closer than I thought, but it was also important that I got it precise, because if I got it too wrong, it just wouldn't translate well. So I guess I did my best to fix that this time around, make it just a little more accurate, which lowered the contrast, but hey, what are we gonna do? And I made some color scheme choices, even if the dress kind of messed up all the color scheme. Like, the eye color and the hair color are the same, which I thought would kind of tie that together. And that's about it, actually. And then I did the background. And you may notice that the background is yellow. I don't know why I did that, because last time I realized that I was making the complementary colors to every character. So I started making the background yellow because I saw some yellow in my original picture. And then I was like, that's not right. The complementary color to blue is in fact orange. But I kept going with it. And the final image that you guys will see here has the background as pretty yellow. Well, once I was done recording, I fixed that. And I also added some highlights to the arm, because I had forgotten to do that. So I made a few fixes post video making, I guess. And I think that they made the final product just a bit better. It upped the contrast a decent bit to not have it be yellow, because the blue-ish dress popped a lot more. And I think it made the background more visually interesting, because that yellow was kind of a tame color, and this is more of a pop color, which Eliza's color scheme is so tame that it needs that. It really does need that. And I'm actually not sure what to say here. I'll say that, I guess, it's been a hot minute since I've listened to Hamilton. And the reason for that is because I played it so much when I was at the peak of my Hamilton phase that I have it practically ingrained into my memory. Like recently-ish, I listened to the soundtrack, and I got through all of all of Act 1, singing along with barely any voice hiccups. And it was insane. I was just like, I clearly have listened to this way too much. I should not know every single word with the music playing. This is a little scary. So at this point, I can hardly get myself to listen to Hamilton, because I have it memorized so much. So I actually haven't listened to Hamilton while making either of these pictures, and I probably won't for Peggy either. So that's funny. And what else about it? It was kind of a shame that I didn't get to incorporate any of Eliza's other personality traits, because I feel like of all of them, she's the one who gets the most solid development, and yet I wish they explored her more too. But like the progression from Schuyler Sisters to Helpless to Burn to Quiet Uptown is just wonderful. But the thing is, I wanted to focus on the sisters together, and that all three of them only come together once. And that is in The Schuyler Sisters. And so I did my best with that. Pretty soon here, I should be adding my signature and fumbling around with that way too much, because that happened this time. And then I stick it up in the corner, and then I hit save, and then I realize that I made a couple of goofs, and so I fixed that. And then it is done. It will be done in 15 seconds, so that's fun. So thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful and joyful rest of your day, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Come on, hold on for 4 more seconds. Let's go. Okay, bye.